Going on, everybody? Coach Drew here. We have 30 days of 30 lives, and today is day 4. So for 30 days, I'm going live on Instagram and giving you guys some tips, wisdom. I'll be interviewing some people, and I have someone today who's a dear friend. They're freaking amazing. As they're coming on, it's gonna be live. Let me know in the comments. Uh, as she's coming on, I want to just say that this person, here she is. Here-
Hey!
This person is amazing. Capital A,
Oh,
capital M.
you're too
All,
nice.
all the capitals. So let's start. Jen, what's up?
What's
What?
up? How are you? I've missed you. Oh my
Miss you
gosh.
too. If you guys don't know, I've known Jen for Jen. How long have I known you?
A long time. We
It's
we
been
go. It's a while
it's
back.
been
I mean,
a while. A
I don't
while
even
back.
know. I've lost track of time after like having kids. I don't even know. I don't know what's happened to my life. Okay.
Now, you guys who don't know Jen, want to highlight that Jen is a mom of 3. Um, Jen's a wife. Jen's a coach. Jen's an athlete. She's
Yes.
a
Still going
hockey.
at it
She's a
in
hockey
my
star.
feral 40s.
And most of you guys won't know Jen used to teach.
Hmm.
Then so Jen, what's up in life? Where are you at in life?
So now this is what, year 3 of doing my business. I left teaching. I was a PE teacher for 13
Ooh,
years. Um, I left teaching with your help and guidance, remember. Um, and this is my 3rd year not teaching anymore, just owning my own business and doing personal training myself. So I can't believe it's already been that long, but
that
yeah, three
went
years already.
back. So you left at the start of COVID or before COVID?
Yeah, I just had my 3rd baby in October, was on maternity leave, came back at the end of January, and then was there for like a month, and then COVID started and sent us all home.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot.
Hmm.
What made you get into teaching PE for school?
So I had always actually wanted to be a big time college strength and conditioning coach.
Hmm.
Um, when I was an athlete in college, I played lacrosse, and I had a male strength and conditioning coach who basically told me I was a female, nobody was going to hire me, nobody, like no big time football team is going to listen to a little female like me. So I was like, all right, well, the next best thing must be teaching phys ed because all I wanted to do was help people and I wanted to share my love for physical activity. So that's how I went into teaching PE. But as a side job, I was always training people. And it was something that, like, no matter where I was in my teaching career, I always ended up coming back to. So that
Uh,
whole signs are being thrown at you all the time. So um yeah, it was something that I don't know, I loved teaching, I really did, but teaching is not the same as it used to be. So I mean,
did you,
I don't know how much of a tangent you want me to go
you
off
can
right
you,
now,
you can go as deep as you want to go.
but
Did you did you feel or do you feel that teaching like in a school won't allow a teacher to actually flourish?
yeah. Yeah, because you're held back by so many things. Like, we're supposed to basically teach to the test, right? So, for an example, for phys ed, our biggest thing was constantly teaching them for the fitness test and having them pass that standard, right? But it never took into account the kid that couldn't do a push up prior to this test, but has worked so hard at it that now he can or she can finally do a push up, right? That's progress. but it was all about like, could he or she do 7 or 8 or 9 push-ups or 30 push-ups, or, pass the mile run in a certain time. So like I'm constantly preaching effort and working to beat your own personal best and stuff, and that's not what it is. And it gets to a point where like you're not being able to, yeah, teaching is all about preaching relationships with students. Well, it's really hard to develop relationships when you're constantly stressed about meeting all of these other unrealistic standards and things. So I just got to a point where I was just so frustrated with it, like this is not teaching.
No.
This is not what it's supposed to be.
Did
So,
you feel, because it hit me when you mentioned the test,
mhm.
where I always think, who came up with these requirements that the kid is healthy if they can run it in 15 minutes versus the
Yeah.
kid couldn't all, and then now he's able to act.
I don't know. I wish I know, because it was definitely not somebody who is a fitness professional. So to give you an idea, and I've been out of it a while, so any PE people on here, my numbers might be inaccurate. However, the pacer test, which is like a beep test, right? So every time it beeps, you have to run to a line that's a certain distance away, and then after so many beeps, that time span gets progressively faster. Well, for boys who were in, let's say, third to fifth grade, in order to pass, they needed to get to level 30, which was pretty significant. Girls needed to get to level 10. And let
Uh,
me give you an example. Level 10, you could have walked there as slow as you possibly could and still had rest time.
wow.
So it's so like bizarre, these standards. And again, it doesn't take into account the kid that maybe didn't pass the test on the first time or the second or the fifth time, but still improved their score. So it's just very, I don't know,
It's
not realistic.
I've been on a tangent recently. I've been talking more about the tangent, but it's been in my head for a long time that our school is literally just trying to make us just pass tests
Mm-hmm.
and turn us into
Machines,
the same type of
robots.
machines to
Yep.
just work. So how did you just come up to the point where it's like, I'm gonna bet on myself and actually leave and go do something else?
Well, it wasn't easy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think ultimately it was putting my mental health first. I suffer from anxiety, and I've suffered from it for a long time, and having kids has just put me over the edge. So there's not enough crazy pills for that. So it's gotten to the point in my life where I was coming home every day and taking out my frustrations on my family. And, I was becoming somebody that I didn't like, that wasn't healthy for myself or for my family. And I said, I'm not helping anybody. The whole reason why you become a teacher is because you like helping people. And when you come to a point in your life where you're like, I'm not helping them. I'm not helping my family. I am not helping myself. Like, you got to make the tough decision. And it was scary. I mean, that's all I ever knew. And then, PE, like being a PE teacher or a gym teacher or whatever, people think it's such an easy
No,
job. You just go to school and play games all day long. And let me tell you what, when you have 30 kids who come into an unstructured environment out of their goddamn
yeah.
minds, there is like, it takes a lot of energy. So, to come home and be like, I have 3 small kids.
Mm.
I have nothing left for them, and a husband who I had nothing left for. I had to make that choice, and it's been the best thing I have ever done for myself.
I love it. I love it because we always hear like put your family first and things like that, but you don't have any energy,
Nope.
and if they're basically getting like the leftovers
Yep.
of that.
And not only that, right. And then like people talk about like the money. Well, I can't leave because of the money. I need the money. I need the job, and I get that. But somebody said to me, there's always a way to make more money. And at the end of the day, as a teacher, if you're only focusing on your retirement, who's to say that you're going to live long enough to ever see that? And that hit me hard because I'm like, at the rate I'm going at, I was 40 at the time that I left teaching. If I continued at that rate, I would not be alive to see my
Um,
retirement.
or your
So that was really powerful.
kids
Yep.
will be just suffering more and more. Now,
Yep.
so like the people who are listening or who will listen, um, Jen is someone who I thoroughly enjoy watching when she coaches because you can feel the excitement literally through home.
Yep.
Through, I always say, hey, I've always thought Jen's superpower was coaching kids.
Hmm.
Uh, she's good at coaching adults, great at it. However, when she coaches kids, it's like something like erupts inside of her.
Yep.
Where does that come from?
I wish I knew. That's a huge reason. Like, I get so excited. I have to put music to all of my videos because all you would hear was me screaming. So ridiculous. um, but I think it was a lot of like growing up. I suffered from an eating disorder for the majority of my life, from the time that I was probably around 10 to all the way throughout my high school and into my college years. And there was a lot of things that went on during that time. And I kind of made a promise to myself that I never ever wanted anyone that I came in contact with to ever feel less than
Ooh.
important or special.
Mm.
Um, and I just remember like walking through the halls and like being like a skeleton, and these like kids making fun of me and having being so mean and stuff, and like I just never ever wanted anyone to ever feel that way. So for me it's like I will celebrate you. Like I don't even care if you wiped your nose correctly. Like amen to that, good for
Yeah.
you, like and just seeing the smiles on their face or the little bit of excitement that they get from somebody just cheering them on and telling them like you did it or you made it or look at you, like that, just like you said, it lights a fire in me, and it's such a special thing to watch. So I think that a lot of my younger life has affected that, I know how good it felt for me to have a coach say to me, like, hey, keep doing that. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a good job. It was just powerful to know that I had somebody in my corner.
Love, love that. I love that because usually you see two types of people. The first person, they'll suffer from things that you may have suffered from, that you
Mm-hmm.
from, and then they grow up and they hide. Like
Oh,
they don't,
yeah.
they have nothing to give that they think.
Yep.
And then you want to do what you did, where you're like, I don't want anybody to feel that
Yep.
or to go. I'm gonna help these kids out. Now, you guys, if you guys, I definitely want you guys to follow Jen so you can see what she does. Jen runs the gym out of her garage. Now, I'm a big fan of garage gyms,
Yep.
and my reasons why I'm a big fan of it is it lets people feel that they can really be in a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
I'm inviting you to something that's close to me because I want you to feel safe. How did you make the decision that I'm gonna go all in and do this in my garage?
Um, I think I was doing it on the side for so long, and I've trained people out of big gyms and stuff before, but I also know how, especially in kids, like that lack of confidence, poor self esteem, most kids aren't going to say, hey, I'm going to go join a big gym somewhere, right? So to have a space that, when they show up in my driveway and they see my feral children, like probably half dressed, just God knows what they're doing in the front yard, or my dogs are outside, like to greet them. And as soon as I see them get out of their car, it's like, hey, and I cheer them on. Like they know right away that they can be themselves and
Mm,
they don't have to pretend that they're anyone else. They can be themselves and show up. however they want to be. And I don't, you can't do that in a,
No.
more public, bigger place. Like you don't have somebody standing at the door, like so excited to see you, or maybe you do, but it's not the same. It's that generic, like, but I will never hide my weirdness, my excitement, who I am for anybody. And I don't want anybody to ever feel that they have to do that for me. So, being able to show them this is who I am in all of its glorious mess. And I appreciate who you are in whatever mess that is. We can
Mm,
help each other. It's become a really powerful thing.
I love that because I was sitting trying to recall how we actually met,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we met through selling equipment.
Yeah, it was. It was at like some church or something,
Yeah,
right? Wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was.
Yep.
I was rent, I was renting from a church and I was leaving, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was a bike or a GHD or something like that.
I don't even
Um,
remember. Yep, that was it.
Jen had purchased it, and then I think we were talking like, so what do you do? And then
Yep.
it there, but I like what you said because this hits home for you being in the niche that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes that we feel that to be successful, that we have to have a massive following, that
Mm-hmm.
we have to be global and things like
Oh yeah.
that. Nothing's wrong with that, but you just said something that hit home. Like, hey, I get to still greet people at my door.
Yep.
They get to still see my dogs, my children, and things like that.
Yep.
And the people who want that and need the help the most, that's what they need.
Yep.
Like they don't need, like you said, maybe the generic person at the desk who's just saying who's saying hi because they have to. They're
Right.
getting they're getting like a real person on the other side. Now,
Oh yeah.
what is it like running a business while having kids?
Well, it's rough. It is rough. You know, I that whole quote, like, if you love what you do, you never work another day in your life. No, because I'm working harder now than I ever did teaching. Okay. Um, and yeah, there's days where it's like I have a kid sick home from. I have one on the couch right now who fell off his bike, smashed his face waiting for the bus, and he has a concussion. So he's in the other room, and the show still has to go on. But I think the difference is that, like, these people are seeing that I'm a real person. Like, my priorities are with my family first and foremost, and they come first no matter what.
Love it.
Yes, I love training people. Yes, I love helping people, but the people that I need to help first and foremost are myself and my family. So, and they get to see that because I want them to also do the same. Like, yeah, working out and fitness is great and wonderful, but like you need to take care of your world around you, your family and everyone. And I work really hard to establish that environment with them. I think that people think that, like, when you're a trainer, it's just, oh, you just go and you train people and you get to work out all day, which nobody understands how much time and effort goes into planning programs and workouts for people. All the behind the scenes, Billy. I can't figure out QuickBooks how to save my life, and that is my nemesis. And I sit here for hours a day trying to figure that part of it out. And that's just
I got
one aspect.
somebody for you, QuickBooks. Just send me. I got
Right. But but like going to a Globo gym, sure, you'll get a cookie cutter program, and many of these trainers will give you a cookie cutter program. But that's not me. You come to me and you have your own specific, unique needs and goals and whatever it is. And like, I work really hard to customize that for you. And then when it comes to the athletes, like, I'm constantly trying to find unique ways to like match movements that they usually do.
yeah.
And like, it's different. So again, similar to physical education or being a gym teacher, sure, it looks easy, but it is not.
And people also don't recognize with a trainer too.
No.
Your mind your mind is always like churning
Always.
because you're thinking about personalities,
Yep.
moods, time of the day. organizing,
Oh yeah.
all that. It's definitely a lot. I love the fact that you don't hide your children of
Mm-mm.
what you do. And I think that's something that's unique because
Mm-hmm.
if you were in a global gym, so to say, there's no way
Nope.
they would let you include your kids, but your kids get to see so much. What do you
Oh
think
yeah.
is the benefit for your kids seeing what you've done or what you do?
Um, I mean, they get to see that their mom worked hard and like, yeah, I have tough days, but I don't give up and I have to figure out a way to push through that. And they also see that same thing in like the people that I train. I don't know why I'm getting emotional right now, but if I start quivering my lip, my eyes are watering. So
Go
my
for it.
kids get to see all these like positive role models, all these people that came in that maybe couldn't do something when they first showed up, but now they've worked so hard and they're not giving up and they're always coming no matter what. They have bad days too. And the days that, they're seeing me, crying because I'm like, I can't do this today. And they're giving me the pep
Oh,
talk. So it's like, it's a really cool thing to watch my kids learning through watching others not giving up or failing at things and saying like, no, I can do this.
mm,
And to be able to like have a community that's like, oh, are your kids working out with us today? Or like Charlie comes in and she like shows them all up with push-ups and stuff. Like that kid is a maniac. But to be able to watch them trying things that these adults are doing is a really cool experience. So, and again, it's letting them into my world, and letting them experience things alongside with me, not just saying, this is mommy's work, you can't be a
mm,
part of it.
mm. Something that comes to mind is Jen. You probably know, but I want to say you know it for a fact. You're actually healing your own childhood as
Oh,
as you're giving them
mm-hmm.
as you're giving them almost like a stepping stone
Yep,
to their. They're seeing resilience. They're
yep,
seeing perseverance. They're seeing not conforming to everything else. And I think them seeing that day in and day out,
yeah,
they're gonna do amazing stuff in the world because they saw it every day,
mm-hmm.
but they may have just saw it if you stayed in a bro. And this is not to knock anybody who is a teacher. I always get that one teacher that comes after me and like, I'm not against teachers like at all. I'm saying for people who make the decision not to stay in
Right.
that, I want to highlight them. So, Jen, last part of this interview because me and Jen probably could talk for hours, but we both have some rapid fire questions, right? So we'll
Yeah.
go answer them any way you want to, as fast as you could. All right.
Okay.
So the first question is you're given $10 million. You cannot spend it on bills. You cannot spend it on kids. What do you spend it on?
Dogs.
Right.
Oh, no, sorry, that's where it's going. I will save all the dogs.
That was I, I've asked that question to tons of people. That was the fastest answer.
Oh yeah, I will buy all the land and save all the dogs. Yep,
I love
that's
it.
it.
I love it. All right. You get to work out one whole week with one athlete, dead or alive. Who would it be?
Ooh, Michael Jordan.
Ooh, why?
I just feel like again he's got that story of how he was cut from a team, and like he had to persevere and show resilience and all that stuff, and he came back and like his career was just such a powerful and the messages that he sent. Um, I don't know. I grew up with that era, and he was just somebody that I truly admired for so many reasons.
Love
So,
it.
or he wasn't an athlete, but Mr. Miyagi. I would like to work out with
Do you
him too.
know the story of Mr. Miyagi?
I don't know the whole story. I just know the movie of him.
The quick
Is
story.
he still alive?
He's not alive anymore. He died, I think, not too long ago. So
Yeah.
his in one of the Karate Kid movies, the movies when he goes back for his wife, he goes
Yep.
back
Yep.
maybe the first second one. The guy who was his enemy,
Yeah.
friends in real life, and that guy actually knew karate, but he gave the role up because he said Mr. Miyagi would be a better actor. So his friend
Oh.
like, hey, I'd rather my best friend that. So that's
I
it.
never knew that.
His friend knows the karate. Miyagi knows.
That's what? That's crazy.
My question four for three.
Hold on, I can't hear. My dogs are barking. Crazy. Okay, say it again.
Jen given to do anything herself.
If I could do anything for myself besides working out, what would it be? Okay, I'm just reading your lips right now because I can't hear anything. Um, I will say I would go play hockey more because
Nice.
I have found something in hockey that I have not found in anything else I have done in my life. And I have met such an incredible group of like moms and women. And I don't do well with when I'm not good at something. And this is forcing me to be patient with learning. And I have never, ever in my life been patient with anything. So I would play more hockey.
Wow.
Yeah.
I, jerseys that you guys got, those black, pink, and white jerseys, fire,
Right?
fire,
I'm not a pink person, but those came out good.
fire.
Mm-hmm.
Last question of the day. If you could tell 18-year-old Jen something, what would it be?
Mm-hmm. You got this. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I lost so much of that belief in myself. Um, so I think just you got this. You got
Well,
this.
Jen, I'm pretty sure we're gonna talk again. I cannot say how I admire you, I respect you, honor
Same.
you. Jen is an amazing person, guys. Go name in the chat if you around the area. Go work. Definitely an amazing trainer. And got any dogs that need saving?
Yeah,
There's
send them my way.
Jen, have a good day, Jen.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.